NFL Week 10, we got Saints Vikings, and I don't think people realize just how amazing that performance from Josh Dobbs was last week. Got a QB that comes into the team 4 days before the game, not knowing the playbook or teammates' names, and play like Dobbs did. Very impressive. For their opponent last week, the Falcons, it was a tough task to defend a QB they didn't have a game plan for, and who was basically just playing out of structure, like backyard ball. I do think the Saints and Dennis Allen will put together a much better game plan to stop Dobbs this week. Minnesota has now won a few games that they've had no business winning. They went from being an extremely unlucky team with turnovers the first 4 or 5 games to now they're a team with a winning record and right behind the Detroit Lions in the division. And they play a Saints team here whose defense was playing elite early in the season. Saints defense has forced a turnover in every game so far this season, but they got gashed on the ground the last 2 weeks. Good news for the Saints, though, this week. The Vikings don't have a run game, and this is still a Vikings team with, QB that's only been there 10 days, still no Jefferson, KJ Osborne, and Cam Akers is now on IR. It sets up good for the Saints, but I still don't trust their offense. 2 or 3 weeks ago, this is a Saints team that everyone was disgusted by and hated, and the hate was mainly directed at their offense, and people were calling for offensive coordinator Carmichael to be fired. Then they go and hang 38 points on the Colts. They beat the Bears last week. Now it seems like everyone forgets how bad this offense is. Even in their win versus the Bears this past week, the offense looked as bad as it has all year. The Saints were +5 in turnovers and only won by 7 points. That's pretty unimpressive, if you ask me. The final 18 minutes of that game, every snap was taken on the Bears' side of the field, and Saints still couldn't score. And even when you look back at that Colts game where the Saints exploded for 38 points, it's hard to say anything bad about a team that scores 38 points, but it was a lot of kind of big, lucky plays. That's not something Carr is going to do week to week, is go deep and take the top off the defense. He's definitely more of a check down guy, but he does have a good matchup versus this Minnesota defense. Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores continues to blitz at a historically high rate, and normally how you beat the blitz is screens, check downs, or those short, quick passes. That's the definition of this Saints offense when not facing pressure too. I do lean the Saints here, but would have wanted to get -2.5 at -3. Don't like them as much, but that's all I got for this one. Don't have a real great feel for this one, but be on the lookout for other game breakdowns, and until next time, good luck with your bets.